the gaps get real big, real quick, basically. But yeah, Pogacar takes his 5th in Lombardia, back to back to back to back to back, however many there are in a row. He matched the record, and just insane. Nobody has ever won 5 monuments in a row, or 5 of the same monument in a row in consecutive years. It's absolutely ridiculous. But what did you make of just all of it, Scott? Where do you want to start?
Yeah, absolutely incredible achievements, like you said. I mean, he beat the Fausto Coppi record of 5 in a row, like you said. He had 4 in a row for Lombardia, but yeah, you said the wide monument achievement, and then 5 in a row, equaling the record as well. But he looked so in control today. There was just nothing phasing him. We all knew that he was going to win, even doing the chapeau to Rafa Majka with his last turn. Just nobody could do anything. And you did say in the preview that it was going to be the Passo de Ganda, probably where the move happened, but just phenomenal.
Yeah, it really was, wasn't it? It did really seem inevitable that it was going to happen. I was actually just a little bit, I feel like almost he went earlier than I thought he would do on that climb. But I think that was partly because of just the nature of the race and how many teammates he had around him. I think they, like, Adam Yates, just like I said, just didn't really ever get to the front just through the fight for positioning at the start. He just never got back to the front because they just started setting such a crazy pace. And I think it was always their plan that Del Toro wouldn't take a pull by the looks of things, that he was essentially going to let the wheel go and then sit on that group and then fight for the best result that he could get. And just in case anything did happen to Pogacar, actually it's quite a good thing that nothing did, because Del Toro wouldn't have won. As a matter of fact. So that was a good thing that for UAE team members that they didn't have to rely on that strategy. But I mean, what can you say? Pogacar was just second to none today. I was a little bit worried at one point that I was like, do they know the gap to Simmons? Like, they are aware of that's like 2.5 minutes. But that was just foolish of me to even consider that as a worry, because 2.5 minutes just evaporated.
I mean, that move by Simmons, it seemed crazy at the time, but he finishes 4th place in his first monument since 2021. I think that's quite a feat as well. Obviously, we'll talk about the others, but I thought he was going to disappear and not even finish in the top 10.
Yeah, honestly, I did as well. I thought it was really impressive from Simmons. I mean, obviously, Pogacar's the star of the show, but I think that Simmons' ride was definitely like the second best, because he went from, I can't remember how far out it was exactly, but
like
he went with a few climbs. Yeah, exactly. He was in the break from the start, but then he attacked that break, and he was on an incredible day today in 4th place over terrain, which I wouldn't say is like the Quinn Simmons. Like, if there was all the monuments, I don't think I'd be picking Il Lombardia as the one where he would be finishing 4th place and getting his best monument results. So that was super impressive, and yeah, it definitely makes you think that maybe the only way to get a good result or try and beat Pogacar in any way is to just try and get a head start and be a bit of an underdog and hope that they underestimate you.
One thing which was interesting as well, just continuing the stats achievements, he's the first rider to win back-to-back as well as rainbow jersey as a world champion and Il Lombardia. Nobody's done that. So many accolades. Yeah, where do you rate this in his performances this year? This was very cool, calm, collect, like we saw at the Euros, at the Worlds. Even Trevally Vassin, he didn't attack on a ascent there, he just attacked on a descent there. But where do you rate this performance?
I honestly, I feel like there's been other more impressive performances from Pogacar this year. Like, yeah, he still had to be incredible today, but at the end of the day, I feel like people could have put a lot of money on Pogacar to win today, and you would be fairly certain. Like, of all the races that he's entered this year, I've been almost most certain that he was going to win today. Like, if I didn't watch the race, I wouldn't have been surprised that he wins. So I'm not saying it's like not impressive. I'm just saying that there's probably more impressive results throughout the year. Like his Flanders, I think, was probably a bit more impressive to me than this, or the Strade Bianchi where he crashed and then came back and still won. Yeah, I just think that this is more of a given that he was going to win.
If you put £10,000 on this, they would only give you 10 cents back. If that's how
really
low the odds probably were.
My word, that's terrible.
No, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't know. I
Oh,
don't know.
right. I thought you were actually checking the betting odds as I was
No,
looking.
no. That would be
Right,
super
okay.
bad.
It wouldn't surprise me though, to be honest. Like you put £1 on, and you get like £1, 10 pence back.
Last ever race for Rafa Micah. He did a bit of a pull as well. He's a former podium finisher of this race. And Jay Vine, I was really impressed by his turn. He really like cut through that gap of uh Quinn Simmons. But what do you think of the rest of the top 10? Is there anyone there that really shocks you? I mean, Jay Vine even snuck in to top 10 as well, getting a ninth. So they have three riders in the top 10, which you actually talked about in the preview that could happen. So well done.
I mean, Storer has got to be, the third place. Tudor's first monument podium. It's just a really good step up for them, backing up that Alaphilippe victory that they had in Quebec. I think that's really great for the Storer, who was definitely in the conversation for a top 10, but I didn't really have him as a podium candidate. I would say probably most surprisingly, I think everybody in the top 10 there, I'm like, that's pretty normal. I was expecting that from Del Toro, to be honest. Him being dropped before Storer was surprising to me. And this reflects in the preview that we did where I thought he was going to finish second, and I thought he'd just be able to fall away from the pool and then roll him at the end pretty much. So I was quite surprised to see Del Toro dropped, and even though he was on the wheel of Simmons at the end of that descent, I think he ended up finishing on the same time as like the group behind. So like he ended up 30, 40 seconds behind Simmons. I don't know what happened there because I'd stopped watching the race by that point, but how did he lose 40 seconds to Simmons? Was that on a descent? Was it a mechanical? Did Simmons attack him on that final climb and Del Toro was just completely cooked? I just feel like, given the recent form of Del Toro, I was expecting him to at least be up there with Storer.
I agree. Like when I saw Del Toro in that second chase group when Pogacar went, I was like, well, this is going to be a 1-2, 1-3, but yeah, it just didn't happen. Other than that, Remco Evenepoel, we haven't talked about him. Final race, I think, unless he's sent to the Tour of Franche, please do it because that will make the race more interesting. Yeah, for Soudal Quickstep, obviously this race, very emotional, almost died in 2020. Second place, second year in a row. Yeah, he'll be very annoyed finishing for a third time now in a one-day race in very short succession to Tadej Pogacar.
Yeah, that's the third weekend in a row now.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, yeah. It's what he does
Yeah,
now.
it was world champs, and then it was European champs, and then it's Lombardia. 3 weeks in a row, finishing second place in a major one-day race. All of them behind the same guy, Tadej Pogacar. So it will suck for Evenepoel because if Pogacar wasn't there, he would have won all of those, and that would be an absolutely incredible set of results for somebody to have, but second place doesn't quite hit the same heights. So I do feel kind of sad for Evenepoel because he's just been second best, always the bridesmaid and never the bride. So I don't know.